Happy Saturday morning to you all. Joe at the Big Sky Model Workshop. The sun is shining. We're caffeinated. Got a lot going on. Haven't been able to be on the internet the last couple days. Thought I would drop in a Saturday update, let you guys know what's been going on, and what's going to be going on over the next few days. First things first, Thursday night, AMC livecast, 8 p.m. Eastern. I wasn't able to make it on this last week. Thank you to Grandpa Mark and Chuck for filling in for myself and Paul. Guys, it's a great show. The chat is awesome. You guys are the engine. The chat is the engine that runs the show. We love taking your questions, your feedback, your information, and running with it. Make sure you tune in if you get a chance. So the reason I have been gone the last couple days is because Thursday afternoon, about 2 o'clock, somebody cut the internet. So I live in a little town of about 5,000 people in the dead center of the state. The next nearest towns to me are over 100 miles to the northwest or southeast. So everything around me is either wilderness or agricultural land, and so a lot of times it's easier to run everything underground in fiber optic. Well, about 30 miles from here, somebody was doing some dirt work and snagged the fiber optic cable. Well, that fiber optic cable runs our landline and our internet. But because we're in a little area and it's just cheaper to do, wireless providers decide to piggyback on that as well, which means not only did we lose our internet, not only did we lose our landline, every cell phone provider got cut out at the same time. We lost everything. So we went from plugging along, working, doing our thing like nothing was wrong to nothing. Nothing at all. No carrier pigeons. Pony Express was on a break. We couldn't find out what was going on anywhere. Fortunately, anything that was on a satellite was working just fine. So the hospitals, law enforcement, all that was going along. They had no clue. Was able to get over to the library that did have functioning Wi-Fi, enough to let Jason and Bruce know after I found out what had happened, answer some texts, and let my bosses, who had no clue where I had been or what I had been doing for the last 3 hours, which was basically sitting in my office telling people I couldn't do a thing, what I was doing. We got phone service back a little later that evening. We didn't get internet till well after the AMC was over. And yesterday it was extremely laggy. I don't know if they were still doing repairs or if it was just everything was that overloaded with everybody having to get caught up on TikTok or whatever it is that they do. So we're back and running now, which is excellent. So I figured I would catch up on what is going on here in the workshop. And first things first, we got a shop card shout out. So this is from Jeff at Bad Abby's Customs. Jeff is an awesome builder. You can see here, I love that cutlass. He does some really, really cool work. And he's got a video out right now on making your own decals. Also sent me a sticker. We dig stickers. That's really cool. Of course, I will have Jeff tagged in the description for the video so you guys can go subscribe. Tell him Joe from Big Sky sent you. But he's doing a video he just dropped a video on making your own decals, which I find very fascinating. Yes, there are great providers out there to do that, but whenever you can do something like that yourself, it's always kind of fun. So I will be catching up on that video, and I'm going to take a crack at that probably for some of the projects that I have coming up very, very shortly. Right now, I'm working on the off-road group build, which is hosted by Pat over at Card Scale Dreams, and I'm also tying this into the Burgers and Beer group build, which is hosted by Tim at Rat Daddy Studios and Mike at The Intake. Mike, I haven't heard from you lately, buddy. I hope you're doing okay. Prayers to you if you need them, my friend. Hope all is well. So we are taking MPC's Deserter GMC and turning it into a Chevy Silverado. So we have been getting everything together there. I have got my grill and my tailgate and my side trim ready to go. Grill I had to kind of straighten out a little bit. I got a resin 3D printed one and I must have stored it funky or something. I got it a long time ago. And so it had a smile to it. So hopefully it'll turn out okay. I mean, no model's ever perfect, right? If we go for perfection, we'll drive ourselves nuts. Body is in paint. As you can see, I added side trim. And I need to do a little bit of, you can kind of see a little bit of trash in the roof. I'm going to wet sand the roof and the hood. The sides don't look too bad. Tires and wheels. These are from Fireball Model Works. And I don't have the trim ring glued on, but if you guys kind of get an idea, these are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm really excited. My hope is to get this done today, so you guys will see the final on Sunday morning Model Cars and Coffee tomorrow morning. Interior's done. Engine just needs plug wires. Chassis is as done gets. Just a couple other little tweaks, but that's the plan for today. Next week, Sunday morning Model Cars and Coffee. For those of you who watched, Andre was so jazzed up after the comments and all of your feedback after doing that premiere Cadillac that Kevin Smith gifted us, that when we got home from church, he jumped right into building his wild one. He had it glued and ready to go by that evening. We painted it. We assembled it. I had a couple days off to start the week here. It is all done, and we'll be showing that off next Sunday for Sunday morning Model Cars and Coffee. And he's already picked his next build. Plus, he and I are going to do a buddy build right after the first of the year that we are going to put into a group build. So stay tuned for that. That'll be a lot of fun. Next on the bench, when I get this done, I've got a buddy build with Shaggy. We are building MPC 79 Novas into short track cars. Shaggy just dropped a really good video on scratch building a roll cage for a kit you guys are going to want to check out. But Kenny Shores over at K-Dog's Model Doghouse also did a really good video on using an AMT NASCAR chassis underneath a car to build a short track chassis. Very good videos, both of them. I will have them both tagged. You guys go to their channels, subscribe if you haven't, check out those videos, especially if you're into building short track cars, sportsmen's, things like that. I'm going to steal some of the stuff from that and see if I can't make it work with what I have. The problem I have is all of my NASCAR kits are monogram because I loved those monogram 80s NASCAR kits, and I have about 25 of them, either Salvinos or monogram, but they're 1/24th scale. So if that won't work, we will head on over to the electronic marketplace and see if we can find a cheap AMT NASCAR kit. If you guys remember on the Pro Stock F and Everything group build, Tiffany used a front clip from one of those in her build, so it probably wouldn't harm me to have a couple of those on hand just to do fun stuff like that. So we'll see. If I can't make this work, we'll get one coming. But that'll be the next thing. I want to get that put together and mocked up, and I'll explain why I can't completely use a NASCAR chassis under that when I start on that build. After that, we got to get Provair done. Pro Stock F and Everything group build. We've got that Corvair. I got the chassis finally as good as the chassis can be from me. So I got a little bit of cleanup work to do underneath just to make it pretty, and then we're going to get back to work on that because I'd like to get that done by the end of the year. Got the F1 group build. I need to try to jump into that at some point here too. And AMC Livecast, first annual Thanksgiving 72-hour build is coming up. That will start at 8 p.m. on Thanksgiving Thursday, which means you got time to eat, time to nap, time to grab a hunk of pie, head on out to the bench. Automotive. It's the Automotive Cars Livecast. So build a car or a truck. You've got till 8 p.m. Thursday night to 8 p.m. Sunday night. We will be doing lives throughout the weekend. Drop on in, hang out with us. It is a great time. You'll find myself, you'll find Bruce, you'll find Jason. You never know who you might find in there. It's a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun to see what you can do in 72 hours. I know a lot of us probably have that Friday off anyway. I know I do. If you're working retail, man, I feel for you that day because that'll be a zoo. Been there. Got a couple pieces coming that hopefully will be here in time for me to incorporate into that. And I'm going to drop them into a What Did You Buy Wednesday because they're incredibly budget-minded, which will make things kind of fun if everything works like it's supposed to. So we, of course, will have What Did You Buy Wednesdays coming, trying to keep things more on the budget track as we get into the holiday season, which means we got less money in our pockets to spend on ourselves because we're buying gifts. Unless you get to treat yourself, then, man, go for it. But we'll kind of find some good gift ideas if we can, some good stocking stuffers, some things to save some money here or there for you. Maybe a good way to find some gifts for that extra modeler in your life or one that you're trying to get involved. Something that I have going on. I have two that are getting into this. I have one who's gluing stuff and I have one who's snapping stuff together. So we'll keep on that, which is a lot of fun. I thought I had a lot more stuff than that, guys, honestly. But that's what's going on. Tomorrow we'll have a Sunday morning Model Cars and Coffee, hopefully with a beautiful white 83 Chevy short box. That is the plan. And then we are going to get to work building the street stock, and that'll be a lot of fun. It's the time of year, the weather's weird. Here it normally should be snowing and cold. It is 60 degrees. It was 60 yesterday. It's been windy as all get out, but it's been warm, which is good for me for ordering paint and things like that. I don't have to worry about it freezing. Sounds like by the time we hit Thanksgiving, we'll be back to snow in the 20s like we should be. But I got a nice warm hobby place to work, so that'll be cool. Really excited. As soon as I get these things wrapped up, my wife and I are going to buddy build here on the bench. I'm so excited. She's very excited to get involved. We're going to get another work mat. She's going to park right beside me here, and we're going to build a couple of Chevelle wagons. I'm going to teach her how to airbrush, prep parts, all that good stuff, and that is going to be so much fun. So a lot of really good things coming up here in the next few weeks and months into the winter. We got time to do nothing else but build and shovel snow. So stay tuned, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh, under 1,000 group build. If you guys got done late, don't worry about it. Just put the hashtag under 1000GB25 and I will add them. I have a public playlist of everybody's videos that I can find. If you don't find your video in there, please let me know so I can get you added. Nobody sent me any pictures. No big deal. We'll just do it in the playlist. Thank you to everybody who participated. Looking for somebody to take the ball and run with it for next year. One thing I have learned is I just am not very good at being a group build host. I'm too busy building and doing everything else to do all the little things that are involved with hosting a group build. So I apologize for not being able to comment on every video or share or do what I need to. I'm not very good at hosting them. So if somebody would be interested in taking that over for next year, please run with it. Probably could start it a month earlier. I know it was short notice, but I'm glad to have carried the ball. Mike, thank you for hosting it for so long and letting me take the ball, even though I probably fumbled it a couple times. I think we got it across the goal line, so now it's somebody else's turn to take it and run with it. If you have benefited from that, either by gaining a bunch of subscribers, maybe gaining a bunch of new friends, maybe you crossed that 1,000 subscriber threshold and you've got the time and want to host a build, please jump in and tackle that. Glory days, same thing. If you haven't sent your completed pictures in, please send those to myself or Tiffany as soon as possible. I know the plan is to get a video out for that very, very shortly. Thank you to everybody that participated in that. Thank you, Tiffany, for hosting that and just letting me co-host, because like I said, I am not a very good host. I can co-host. I can co-host with the best of them. But I also have a public playlist on my channel for everything I could find for the Glory Days group build. If you don't see your videos in there, please reach out to me and I will get them added. That was a lot of fun. We had 50 plus participants, I think. We are going to do it again next year, probably same time, same rules and everything. I have 2 builds picked already for next year. Pretty excited about that because it's a fun group build and I love that era of drag racing. So super cool. I guess with that, I will get the heck out of your hair so you guys can get to building on your Saturday. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for everything you do, for tagging me and things, swapping shop cards, subscribing, commenting, following along, everything you do. Thank each and every one of you. I am having a blast doing this, and it's all that much sweeter with all the friends and relationships I've made here. It's just been awesome. So I'm going to get out of your hair. Have a good rest of your Saturday. I hope you guys had a decent week. If not, I hope you at least get to decompress today. That's my plan. Have a great weekend. Hopefully I'll have something for you tomorrow. So in the meantime, God bless you, and we'll catch you on the next one. My wife loves this when this doesn't work. She thinks it's hilarious. I think she's taking the batteries out of it.